Hey guys, Luke here, Tranquility Based Detailing. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to restore back to a factory finish your faded trims, plastics, grills, anything that's greyed or weathered over the years, hell, even some that have been chemically damaged, using one simple and really effective product, which is Britemax Trim Max. So this way it skips these daft home remedies, things like peanut butter and linseed oil. Even sometimes people recommend hot air guns, which some are dangerous, some are ineffective. This is a really simple, clean and long-term fix as well, and I think if you stick with me to the end, you'll be really happy with the finish it gives you. So the first instruction when doing this type of work is to prepare the area that you're going to do the work on. Now, this isn't a long and arduous thing. It is as simple as taking an all-purpose cleaner and just scrubbing it so that it's free of any oils and dirt, anything that's going to stop the product from penetrating, and really getting a good, clean and streak-free finish on your plastics. For this purpose, Britemax's Grime Out, it was the product of choice, which is their own in-house all-purpose cleaner. I can highly recommend this because it is very, very highly concentrated and as such can be diluted down to suit whatever job you're doing. It's not just limited to cleaning plastics. This is actually quite a good all-round product. With this, I paired it with it's actually a pig's hair brush. This is an eBay special. These things cost absolutely pennies. The bristle on this type of brush has got a little bit of bite to it, so it's really good at scrubbing into these textured plastics and really making sure that we lift everything out of it that we need to. When doing your own at home, sometimes you might find that you need to clean the areas more than once. That's not unusual, particularly if you've over the years built up a lot of poor products on the plastics. It's not unusual to see a lot of very oily silicone type of products on these, particularly if the car is new to you and the previous owner showed not a lot of love. So if you do end up taking multiple applications of an all-purpose cleaner, just know that that's fine, that's normal. Really what you want to do is clean the area until the foam that you get from agitating the cleaner tends to have a nice crisp white colour. If the foam is still coming away dark or brown in any way, that's actually evidence of it working, but it also tells you that there's potentially more there to lift off the surface. So just stick with it and it will all help with the end finish. Once cleaned and rinsed thoroughly, the next step you want to take is to dry these areas. Now, on the day of filming it was quite warm, so I went round with a towel, dried what I could, and then I just let it air dry while I completed some other jobs, but make your own judgment as you go. Another great tip is to wear protection on your hands. This product, by default, it is a type of dye, and it will dye your skin, and it's not the sort of thing that washes out easily, so get some gloves on. It will save you some mess in the long run. Be sure to screw the cap back down as well as you put this to one side. If you knock it over, you don't want to lose any or spill any onto your driveway or anything, because the same rings true. You will stain those also. Then, in terms of application, just a nice, steady, methodical approach. Apply to every area that you want to be essentially revived. Do pay attention to what is around it. Some of you may want to mask the areas off and just make sure that, you know, whatever you're applying to, if there is a particularly sensitive material next to it, then some masking tape would be a good idea. In my particular case, I did get some onto the paint, and I'm pleased to say with the Britemax, it does just wipe off if you are quick and you've got a microfiber towel to hand. So wasn't the end of the world for me in my instance, but caution just the same. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. As you're working it into the area, be thorough. You can see where you're going, because obviously this has, in my case, this is 16-year-old trim. It does show quite a stark contrast between the way it should be and the way it does once it's been treated with the Trim Max. But be methodical, and as you make your way around, know that this does have a cure time, which you would have a judgment yourself to do it, but it's really measured in a number of minutes. It's nothing excessive before you double back on yourself and just buff the area with a nice clean microfiber towel. When you do get to the buffing stage, pick a towel that you don't mind getting stained. Now, if you've let it dry accordingly, then you're going to get very, very little, if anything, come off onto that microfiber towel. But if you do have a little pocket of this product that's still wet, it is going to leave a stain on the cloth. So a good all-purpose cloth, like I say, something that you don't mind getting maybe a little discolored for this job here. Once you have buffed, you'll find this to be dry and non-greasy. It will have no stickiness to the surface. It will not need retreatment for a long time, so we would describe this as a semi-permanent solution. It will eventually fade back, as is the nature of plastics. But for the time invested and the effort that this requires, it is as simple as a wipe-on, wipe-off solution, and it does give a massive, massive lift to all plastics. This just shows you a before and after of the grill. As you can see, it brings a lovely, rich, original black finish back to those plastics. On the front end of my car, we have the grills, the bumper strips, we have the fog light surrounds and the bottom grille. So I worked around, again, methodically, bit at a time, and keeping an eye on the areas that needed to double back and buff down. If you do likewise, it is a really, really very straightforward and simple job. I'm sure it will cause you no trouble whatsoever. In terms of capabilities of this product, this piece of plastic here was stained, you can see quite badly, with tar remover that was allowed to dry, and this is a stain that your average trim restorers cannot deal with. And as I say, with these, with the Britemax Trim Max, this is the after. You can see that it just went across that. It left a lovely finish. There was some pitting in the plastic that remained that was from a chemical burn of that product. Nothing it can do about that, but to remove all of that whiteness where that solvent had removed the colour from the piece of trim, that was dealt with expertly. So again, as a recommendation to you guys, if you've got a new car and it's been through these hand car washes, and a lot of the products they use can be quite aggressive, and it has caused a discoloration, you can rely on a product like this just to bring those back. Overall, the links are below for this. It's a product that does the job. It does it incredibly well, incredibly easy. It is an incredible value for money, because you do use small drips of this at a time. So look into it. It's the sort of product you can buy, put on your shelf, and keep it there for a long, long time, and know that it will do exactly what you want it to and bring you back to this factory finish. It certainly gave the front end of my car a massive lift. It looks as fresh as the day it rolled off the production line. I'm confident it will do the same for you guys as well. So click the links below, scoop some up. Thanks very much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. And check back again for future videos soon. Take care. Bye bye.